Hello, I'm Georgia.
And I am Olivia.
And welcome to Nurse Ratchet.
Georgia's done something very different.
I have. I went and got tooth gems. So the story goes
People are
like this.
what the fuck are those?
You know the little fucking gemstones that they glue on your teeth? And usually people just have one on
See,
one
I didn't
tooth.
know this was even a thing.
Oh, really? You've never seen someone with a tooth gem before?
No, I have.
Oh, well, the trend now is people getting full-blown grills.
I've seen that.
Like a big grill look, but it's just tooth gems like plastered all over their teeth. Mm-hmm. I kind of went in between. I just got 2 butterflies on each side and I really love it. But the original motivation was to go and get a tattoo quote.
Yeah.
Because I have decided on tattooing my bald spot on the back of my head.
I thought you... It sounded like what was going to come out of your mouth was ball sack.
Don't have one of those.
Bald spots,
Yes.
I see.
So I have a 3rd-degree burn on the back of my head and I
always go, what's that from?
well, it was from
idiot.
a hairdressing accident, actually, believe it or not. It's a very boring story. But, like, I tell people I got shot in the back of the head at Close Range because it's hilarious.
I didn't know that. Okay.
It's mainly on TikTok. I just like trolling people sometimes.
Fair enough.
And then
People
one person
believe it.
in the comment section was like, the way you just casually dropped that. And I was like, yeah, barely escaped with my life. So
It's not fucking true either.
I'm having a lot of fun just trolling people.
Oh my god.
But anyway, if you listen to the podcast, you get a treat because you get to hear the real fucking story. I was in the hairdressers getting a full head of foils and a trainee was doing my hair. And this was about 13 years ago now.
Oh.
And I don't know, she was really packing them in because I did say I want to be blonde. But it was taking a very long time. Half my head was done, mind you, the back half. And she went to check on another client and then I'm sitting chilling and all of a sudden it just kind of spontaneously combusted, the bleach. Like, you know how it heats up on its own?
Did you have the thing over you?
No.
Giving you extra heat?
No. I was just sitting.
Okay.
So
weird.
not sure what she did wrong. No one really told me. But
Too high a percentage.
it went really hot, really
bleach.
fast. They all did. They all kind of just, maybe one heated up a lot and then it just heated up the rest. Either way, it ended up the foil sitting on my head and just burning.
She got too close to your scalp.
Yeah, she must
probably
have done a lot of things
Stuff
wrong.
on your skin. Yeah, it
not
sounds like
sure.
it.
Not sure.
Doesn't sound like she mixed the dyes either properly.
Something happened. I never found out. Anyway, I stood up, held the foils off my head and said, it's burning, it's burning. And when I tell you this bitch sauntered over, she did not fucking run. Zero haste within her. Oh, what's happening? I'm like, it's burning my head. All the fucking clients are looking.
No.
And I'm like, get it off, get it off, get it off. She's like, oh, your head's
What do you
not
even
done yet.
do?
We can't wash it out yet because you'll have half
Wash
a
it
head.
out?
I'm like, bitch, I'm burning. She was like, okay, we'll wash it out.
Fucking save me.
She goes and puts cold water on. I was like, oh, thank God, it feels immediately better, right?
Yeah.
I didn't realise the degree of the burn that had happened, right?
She didn't say anything?
She said, oh, it's a little bit red. And I was like, okay. Well, that's because
It may not have
burnt.
showed, I guess.
And I wasn't a nurse
To
at
the
the time
full
either. This
extent,
was pre-nurse for me. And so also I was getting my hair done for a dance concert, so it needed to look good. So I was like, all right, well, can we continue and just keep that hair, you know, that part of my hair is done. You're not touching it. Just do the rest of my hair. So we continued. When she was brushing it, it really fucking hurt. I started to get a headache. Yeah, because she had to brush it out after she washed it and stuff.
Okay,
And
I
it was
see.
like the pulling was just killing me.
It's so sensitive after you get your hair dyed, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Your
But
whole
like
scalp.
she burnt my head.
Yeah, that's two on top
She was
of it.
like, she didn't recommend that I go to a hospital. She didn't do anything.
Well, she is a
What she did
hairdresser.
do
Charge you money.
was she didn't give it to me for free. She fucking gave me a discount and a free conditioner. And I was like, okay. Anyway, I go away and my head swells. It starts to really hurt through the night. I go to the doctor the next day and she's like, you've got an infected scalp.
It was infected already?
Maybe not the next day or a
Jeez.
couple of days later.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah, she was like, this is a bad burn. So she gave me Bactrofen and stuff. And
Cream?
Yeah, cream. And so it started to heal. And then as it healed, my hair fell out with the scab.
Wow.
And I went
That's
back to the
sad.
doctor and I was like,
That's so deep, that burn.
My hair's falling out. What do I do?
Well, it's a chemical burn, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not even, it's not
She
a
goes,
burn
this is a
from
3rd degree burn. You have no hair follicles left.
Yeah.
I would sue. She goes, I was like, fuck.
Wow.
Oh my God. So that was my story. I tried to sue them, but I didn't have enough money to pay for a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, and I didn't even know her name because I'm a forgetful girly. Prior to my hair falling out, I did go back to them.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God, we're so sorry. The manager was like, I'll give you a free hairstyle for your dance concert if you like. I was like, okay, yeah, cool, let's do that. So she did my hair for free. And I was like, cool. So I got something out of it. And then my hair fell out and I was like, fuck. Like, I have to go back and tell them. But I didn't. God. I didn't. I just let it go.
You had a very deep, chemical burn.
I did.
Permanently erased your hair follicles.
Yeah. And my lawyer was useless, and so it just didn't go any further. And then statute of limitations, can't do anything about it now.
Why?
It's over 7 years.
Oh, over 7 years.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she sold business since then. So
yeah.
But anyway, that's
died.
life.
Yep.
So now I have a burn on the back of my head that is covered by the hair above it. So when I have my hair out, sort of, exactly. When I have my hair out, it does cover it, but a strong gust of wind and it's staring right at you, right? It's not that, I can't have my hair in pigtails. I can't do anything, any style like that, right? You know, when I'm really conscious of it, when I'm having sex and I turn around or something, you see
or doggy and they go to pull your hair and they just like pull it perfectly to part into the abyss.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much
the bald spot.
So,
and they're just like staring at the bald spot while they're fucking you.
Yeah. And I'm like, is it a turn? I've never had any complaints, but I do get questions after. Like,
really?
Yeah, like,
no.
So I clocked a bald spot.
I didn't want to say anything in the moment, but
yeah, what's up? So I'm over it.
And
instead of me, feeling self-conscious of it, I want to make it into something that's like fucking cool. Yeah. And I don't have any tattoos, so...
You know what you could do? You could do one of these. I'll show you.
I already know what I'm doing, but show me.
I'll show you anyway.
That's awesome.
You should just get a tattoo in your bald spot.
That's actually so cute.
Of something like that.
Oh my God. It's a stick figure mowing the lawn on the bald spot. I love that.
Look at them.
That's actually so cute.
I think it's really smart.
That's adorable.
It's very playful, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It's fucking hilarious making fun of your own bald spot. Like, hell yeah, good on you.
Yeah, so
give everyone else a laugh.
What I want to do is an evil eye.
Okay.
Because...
Oh, that's going to be creepy.
Yeah, so eye in back of head vibes. Yeah. You're looking at my bald spot, it's looking back at you.
She's always... Oh, God, that's going to be really uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the point.
Somebody's watching me and I have no privacy. Hey.
Period. So my brother is a artist. He's also legally blind. He survived a brain tumor. And as a result, he's legally
fitting
blind.
that you've got a bloody bald spot on your head. I know. And your brother
it's just all like in alignment. And so anyway, he does really amazing art for his abilities. And so I asked him to design it. He actually designed our logo, our Nurse Ratchet podcast logo.
Honestly, though, some of the most impressive artists I've ever seen have been either autistic or blind.
Or disabled in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here it is.
Oh, pretty. I love that. That's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It
has...
he's so creative.
He has the planet Venus in the pupil because that's my ruling planet.
I love that.
And then the other half of the pupil is the moon.
Yeah.
And then we've got fairy whimsical because that's very me around the iris, flowers, mushrooms and stuff.
Cute.
And then the stars and stars around
beautiful.
it. So, and that's the Southern Cross.
Yeah. Nice.
Isn't that cute?
I think that's so pretty.
It's gorge.
That's
so
very nice. Oh
I'm
my God,
take that
I'm so
in.
curious what else can he design. He
can do a lot.
He should make a career out of this.
I know. Shout out Blindsider Arts.
Yes.
Look him up on Instagram. We love you, Will.
Commission work?
He does commission.
Oh, he does?
Oh, he does.
Oh.
This is his job.
Oh, hell yeah. I was going to say, has he gotten into this yet?
Yes,
like,
he
is he
actually
taking
does
advantage of his talent? Okay,
He does galleries, he does displays.
Nice.
He does it all.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love that. Great.
His main shtick is doing comic style anime kind of prints for people. who are into that.
Nice,
But he can do anything, honestly.
Like, what about tattoo design?
Well, this is his first, and I am on it.
Yeah.
So
Keep going.
could
Do
open
some
up
more.
a new thing. But he's on Instagram and
Yeah.
TikTok, so check him out.
Great. You should tag him in this video.
Long story short, I will. He's always mentioned in the podcast description as the designer for the podcast art. So check him out. So yeah, went in there because I did a video on TikTok about it, wanting to do the tattoo and suggestions and blah, blah, blah. And someone tagged that tattoo studio. It's in Brunswick. It's called, Fitzroy, sorry. It's called Roxy's Pool Room Tattoos.
Okay.
And so I went in there and they do tooth gems.
Nice.
So I was like, let me just get a tooth gem.
Yeah.
Or
Just
two.
one?
No, I just got a full fucking grill.
8 of them.
Yeah, I got 8 tooth gems and I'm loving them. But yeah, I've had a discussion with the artist and it's happening. It's going forward.
Nice. Very nice.
I know I'm excited. So watch this space. So that's my update. Anyway, so what's your update? Anything?
No, I'm extremely tired and I almost got killed on the way here.
Uh-oh.
This guy was changing lanes behind me, like following me extremely aggressively.
Ew.
Because he was like going 80 when it was 100, of course. And he's in the right hand passing lane and everyone's trying to pass him, but he's just like sitting
Chilling.
there, getting in the way of everyone. So we all overtake him and then he starts getting really fucking aggressive.
Oh,
and he was like,
why?
and he's like, you know, changing lanes and like barely missing my car, trying
I
to
had a guy do
intimidate
that to me the other day too.
Yeah.
But
It
was-
happens a lot.
Yeah, but I merged and I had about a car space between him and I needed to exit, right? And so I merged and he got so pissed off. He overtook me and almost like crashed into me.
Almost
He
fucking
tried to
took
do the
you
same
out.
thing to
Yeah.
me, but like so close. It was so
Yes.
fucking dangerous.
You can
I was
literally
like,
feel the
you
car almost touch you.
unreal. But when people do that to me, I just laugh. I just laugh.
I did too because
just-
it's like, how
'cause
small is your dick?
I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of being upset. I'm just going to laugh at you.
And like, it's funny because most of the time
You're
when this
so
happens,
butthurt.
it's women that are like trying to pass these guys
Yeah, and
who are
it's the
driving
guy who's
and they
so fucking aggressive.
hate it.
Yeah, they do.
They absolutely hate it and they get so fucking butthurt.
But if it's a man that does it, they're like, yeah, right on, bro, be a hustler.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Ay.
Next time you see your mama, tell her how she raised a bitch.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
2 parts. Let's get it done.
Right, so this is part 2. I hope you guys enjoyed part 1. If you haven't checked out part 1, we are doing the Thai cave rescue. Please go back and listen to that first. So it's July 1st and 9 days have passed since the Wild Boars soccer team and their coach disappeared inside the Tham Luang cave. At last the rain has eased. Rick Stanton and John Valanthan, the two English divers who were called in, are up early, ready to push further into the flooded cave system and extend the crucial guideline, a lifeline through the black water that future divers will rely on to find their way in and out. The conditions remain tough. The current is still strong, but they managed to lay another 750 feet of rope beyond the T-junction before heading back. Afterward, they attend a meeting with the Thai Navy SEALs, the US Special Forces, and the water engineer, Tanit. Tanit reports that his pumps are working full throttle and estimates that water inside the cave has dropped about 20 feet. This gives everyone a sliver of hope. Major Hodges recognises that this small break might be their best chance. He suggests that if anyone can make it further into the cave now, it's Rick and John. It's exactly what the British divers have been waiting for. The next morning, the skies are still dry, a welcome sight. Rick knows the weather could change at any minute though, but they'll take the opportunity while it lasts. He and John exchange a nod. It's time. They head to the Navy SEAL Command Centre for a final meeting. The room is packed with international divers and military personnel, but all eyes are on the SEALs. This is their home, their people, and their boys trapped inside. The plan is clear. Rick and John will lead the dive and attempt to reach beyond Pattaya Beach into Chamber 9. The SEALs will then follow behind, and if the boys are found, they'll be the ones to make contact. This makes sense. The SEALs speak Thai, and emotionally, the rescue should come from them. But both Rick and John know that if they make it past the Pattaya Beach, they won't be stopping there. They'll keep pushing as far as the air supply will take them. Before they go, they meet with Vern Unsworth, the cave expert who's been mapping Tham Luang Cave for years. Vern draws a map from memory and marks the area he thinks the boys might be.
It's impressive.
Amazing, right? He must have been in there every single day for years. Chamber 9, he thinks they are. It's elevated and might have an air pocket. If the boys are alive, that's probably where they are. Rick and John study the map. The journey will be brutal. Over 2 miles of diving through icy, narrow passageways, some barely large enough to squeeze through. It'll take around 4 hours just to reach the chamber. If nothing goes wrong, they'll be back by around 10 p.m. They quietly prepare their gear. No words are needed. Both know what's at stake. and neither of them let emotion get in the way. As they walk the narrow, familiar path to the cave entrance, they pass the shrine of the sleeping princess. The local families have left fresh offerings, hoping to calm the spirit, said to guard the mountain and plead for mercy on behalf of their children. Rick and John reach the steps at the cave entrance. They've done this many times now, but this one's different. The rain has paused, the water has dropped, and for the first time there's a real chance they might find the missing boys. The conditions are still dangerous. The water is cold and unpredictable. The cave a maze of black rock and flooded chambers. But they're ready. This is the window they've been waiting for, and they're going in. Abdul Samon sat quietly on a stone ledge in the pitch-black cave. The air was thick and still, and all he could hear was the slow, shallow breathing of his teammates and Coach Ake. After so many days in the darkness, he had no idea if it was night or day. Time had completely blurred. Most of the boys were asleep, as they often were now. The hunger had dulled their bodies into silence. Abdul pulled his soccer jersey tighter over his thinning legs and leaned back against the cold stone wall. He tried to rest, but something strange started happening. He thought he could hear dogs barking and roosters crowing, but that didn't make sense. Then a different sound caught his attention. Something closer, something human. Coach Ake stirred. Abdul asked if anyone else heard it too. When no one moved, he offered to check. He fumbled for the torch and flicked it on. He edged his way down towards the water, scanning the darkness. Then he saw something. Two shapes emerging from the water, covered in black rubber, with beams of light shooting from their heads. He froze, then called out cautiously in Thai. A voice answered, English. This time, they were people, divers. Abdul couldn't believe what he was seeing. These men weren't ghosts or hallucinations. They were real. They'd been found. One of the divers asked how many boys were in there. Abdul replied without hesitation, 13, all accounted for. He noticed a dive bag with them and tried to figure out how they planned to get everyone out. Maybe they'd take one boy at a time, but the diver shook his head gently. Not today. They weren't there to extract anyone yet. More help was coming, a lot more. These two were just the beginning. Below the surface, John Valanthan adjusted his GoPro, trying to process what was happening. The boys had been in there for 10 days. 10. He couldn't believe how calm they were. No one was screaming or panicking. They were small, skinny, and clearly weak, but they were composed. One boy said they were hungry. Another asked for rice. John understood, but he had no food. They hadn't expected to find them this soon. They'd only come to map out more of the route. He reassured the boys. Help was coming soon. One of them asked in English when they'd be able to leave. Rick gently answered, hopefully tomorrow. But truthfully, they didn't know. So I just want to play you the audio from the GoPro footage of when they found them, because it's absolutely fucking amazing.
How many of you? 13? Brilliant. No, not today. Not today. There's 2 of us. You have to go. We are coming. It's okay. It's okay. Many people are coming. Many people. We are the first. Many people come. What day? No. What day is it? Monday. Okay, but 1 week and Monday. You have been here 10 days. 10 days. You are very strong. Very strong.
I am really happy.
We are happy too.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
So where you come from?
England, UK.
Oh.
I know, aren't they adorable?
Holy shit, you came all the way from the UK?
Yeah, I know. Aren't they
that cool?
beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just such an emotional
Saying thank you,
recording.
yeah.
And him saying, oh, you are very strong.
Yeah. And they understand each other as well.
Yeah, there
it
was one there
seems.
that spoke English. So
Okay.
he translated a lot.
yeah,
but or spoke to him.
Fuck, that's lucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine if no one spoke English and they're just, trying
Yeah.
to work out what each other's saying. But that would have given them so much hope, just having them come in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if they understood that there's even more people still coming,
Yeah.
that would have felt pretty nice, I imagine, to
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they sat with
You're
them
not
for a bit
forgotten
and had a
about.
chat with them, and then they went back to let everyone else know.
Okay. So now they're going to plan to actually go and retrieve them. Is that right? They found them. They know where they are.
Yes, they know where they are.
Now they can plan.
They know that they're
properly.
alive.
All of them.
Yeah. They handed out flashlights, something small but useful, since they couldn't offer food, and then they had to go. As soon as John stood to leave, a small pair of arms wrapped around his waist in a tight hug. then another boy, then another. Aww. One by one, each of them stepped forward, gently hugging the man who had come for them, thanking them before they disappeared back into the water.
I know. Imagine putting your You
would hate leaving them as well, wouldn't you?
Into those people, watching them leaving you there, knowing that they plan to come back, but
they
what
might
if they
not.
don't?
Exactly.
Yeah. Because what if they don't even make it back after that?
Exactly. As John and Rick prepared to dive out, a single thought haunted them both. They barely made it in, and they were professionals. How would a team of divers, most of them with no experience in this cave, make it in with medical gear and get the boys back out?
So they're carrying tons of stuff with them too, I'm guessing. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
It's not just their suits on them. They've got their oxygen supply. They've got medical
enough for how many boys?
aid.
Yep, and they'll need to bring them food before they're strong enough to dive back out.
Water. What about
water?
water?
I found out about the water.
Okay, yeah.
They were licking it off the cave walls. The fresh
and
water.
it would have like salt content as well, some of it, some mineral content.
Yeah. Coach Ake encouraged them to lick it off the walls.
Nice.
Yeah, I looked it up later.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
very
amazing.
smart. Otherwise,
instead of drinking the water.
There's no chance they would have survived 10 days without any sort of water.
Yeah, they would have got dysentery as well if they drank that water. Yeah. The cave was brutal. 6 hours of submerging diving through sharp rocks, tight choke points, freezing water, and relentless currents. This rescue was far from over. In fact, the hardest part was only just beginning.
Yeah.
So they have to get
started yet.
13 boys out. One by one through narrow passageways that only really one diver can get through.
Yeah.
How are they going to do that? It was 9:45 p.m. on July 2nd, day 10 of the rescue, and Governor Narungsak, the man leading the entire operation, was feeling the weight of the world. For over a week, he had been at the centre of a crisis that had gripped not only Thailand but the entire globe. During a late meeting, a Navy SEAL rushed to deliver news. The British divers had made it through. The boys and their coach had been found alive. Within minutes, the governor stepped before the press and delivered the long-awaited announcement. Media outlets around the world interrupted regular programming to break the news the boys were alive. Inside the park ranger station, the boys' families, who had been camped out for days, broke into cheers and tears. For the first time since the nightmare began, there was something to celebrate. Superluck watched a blurry, low-lit video posted to social media by the Thai Navy SEALs. Though the faces were hard to make out, she was almost certain she recognised her son standing near the back of the group, alive, calm and brave.
Oh, what a feeling that must be for the parents.
Oh,
Holy
absolutely.
shit.
Pure relief. But also terror at dragging him out underwater.
Also, almost thankful that it wasn't just like one person that was stuck alone in there with one
not alone.
set of parents to
everyone
grieve
can
and
support
mourn and
each other.
panic and whatever the fuck is happening.
Yeah.
There's other people going through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in that sense, I'm glad that it wasn't just one person to do
I'm glad
that
they
alone.
all had someone
to lean on, yeah.
The relief was real, but it was also fleeting. Now that the boys had been found, the focus shifted to an even greater challenge, getting them out. At camp, British divers Rick Stanton and John Valanthan met with Thai Navy SEAL commanders, US operations and other international experts. Everyone wanted to know the same thing, how to bring the boys back safely. The atmosphere was tense. Political pride lingered in the air, as some units had hoped to be the first to locate the children. But now was not the time for ego. What mattered was the path forward. That really hit hard. The journey between Chambers 3 and Chamber 9 had been grueling, even for the most experienced cave divers. Pitch black water, tight squeezes, and powerful currents made it a logistical nightmare. The idea of bringing inexperienced children through that terrain seemed impossible. Some rescue team members pushed back against the hesitations. Emotions were high. Everyone wanted to act, to move. But experience had already shown that unplanned dives led to chaos and risk. Still, not everyone was willing to wait. By early morning on July 3rd, 4 Thai Navy SEALs quietly launched their own mission. Without informing the broader international team, they followed the guidelines laid by the British divers. They knew that if they asked for permission, they'd be told it was too risky. But these were Thai boys, and the SEALs were determined to reach them.
These are next level men.
Yeah.
You know, they've been trained for everything you could imagine. They're mentally very strong people.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? There's a reason that they were like, nah, we're just going to fucking do it.
Yeah. The dive was brutal. The current was stronger than expected, knocking the men into jagged rocks and dislodging their grip on the guard line. One diver briefly lost his regulator. Hands scraped raw and muscles exhausted, they inched their way forward. After 6 long hours, the team surfaced in Chamber 9. 2 of the SEALs had burned through most of their oxygen supply and wouldn't be able to make the return trip. They were also now stuck in the cave.
I forgot about this part, how this happened.
Yeah. So they've got 2 more people to rescue now.
Hell yeah. We've gone to 15 in total, haven't we?
Yep. But they had arrived. The boys greeted them with smiles and flashlights, amazed and overjoyed to see their country's elite forces standing in the dark water below them. The SEALs handed out gel packs, simple energy boosters that brought visible colour back to the boys' pale faces. Their spirits lifted. A few hours later, a second dive mission was underway. More SEALs followed, this time bringing blankets and medical supplies. With them came a doctor, someone the boys would need desperately. But the doctor had never cave dived before, and ahead of him was one of the most dangerous underwater passages in the world.
Fuck.
Good Lord.
God, no thanks. No thanks.
They're just
someone else.
They're just like, all go, no pause.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we're going in.
Oh, my God.
Crazy. Very brave.
And the doctor, who's never done it before. Oh,
No.
my God.
He made it, though.
Yeah, what?
Crazy.
What's going on in his mind, I wonder?
I know. Lieutenant Commander Dr. Pak Loharachan, head of Thailand's 3rd Medical Battalion, was no stranger to high-pressure situations. A trained military doctor and skilled scuba diver, he was known for his calm presence and his ability to find humour even in difficult moments. But cave diving was something entirely new for him, and nothing in his past had prepared him for what he was about to face. As he descended into the cave, squeezing through the flooded passage between chambers 3 and 4, the weight of what he was doing began to settle in. The visibility was almost non-existent, even with the headlamp, and the force of the current felt like it would tear him away at any moment. How terrifying. At one point, thinking he was pushing forward, he found himself stuck in a tight dead end and had to awkwardly back out in reverse.
Oh, my God.
I would die of fright.
Oh, I would think, no, this is
Crazy.
it. I'm trapped forever.
Yeah.
This is it. I'm going.
Yep.
This is the moment I
Goodbye.
die.
Send me to Jesus.
Yep.
Because it's happening.
I'm going.
Once he regained some rhythm, pulling himself hand over hand, he
Somehow regained his composure, did he?
Yeah, well, yeah, wow.
Fuck.
His gear caught on something underwater.
Ah!
God.
Of course.
Yep. The snag pulled his regulator free,
Oh, no.
and suddenly he was spinning through the black water, unable to breathe.
Oh, I can feel that.
I know.
I am terrified of
Horrifying.
deep, dark water. Like, the idea of it is just so terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have actual thalassophobia or whatever, but
Is that the name of it?
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just going to say there's an actual phobia.
yes, there is thalassophobia. I'm like in a group that posts the most terrifying images and videos of the deep,
Just
dark
'cause you
ocean
wanna-
because I just like terrifying myself.
Just because you want to spiral.
yes,
Okay.
I enjoy it. Clearly, look at my life.
There's people who don't. There's people who don't want to be triggered, and then there's people like Olivia who just look for triggers.
And I somehow get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
But
You
yeah,
know what? It's exposure therapy.
it is.
I
It
swear
is.
to God.
I know.
Is it helping?
No.
Okay.
But exposure therapy did help with my
It's a
fear of
thing.
vomiting,
Yeah.
which is why as a nurse I can deal with it just fine. I can't deal with myself still vomiting. I don't know if that'll ever change, but the exposure therapy really made a massive difference.
nice.
Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get through nursing school and be a nurse
Yep. Well,
for
that's great.
8 years. Yeah.
Well done. Panic set in as he took in water and his throat began to close. For a moment, the thought crossed his mind that he might not make it. I'd be thinking that too, mate. But then, through the murk, his hand found the regulator again. He re-secured it, drew a breath, and slowly regained control.
Wouldn't there
Lucky.
be water in there? Unless it's got a
It
special
just keeps shooting air out, doesn't
thing
it?
that...
I think it has a reflux valve.
Yeah.
Totally. That would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense, wouldn't it?
Like IVs have a
Yeah.
non-reflex valve.
Yeah.
Anyway, eventually he and the 2 SEALs diving with him made it into chamber 9. The relief of surfacing didn't last long. The air inside the chamber was foul. Stale, thin and heavy with the smell of human waste, because where else
I
are
was
they
just
going
about
to
to
shit?
say, imagine all
Yep.
the farts.
And shit.
Yeah. God,
Also
I would
farts.
kill everyone in that cave with me.
You would just be a wreck.
I would... No, see, no one would be suffering because they would have just passed out instantly from my gaseous...
Shining his light across the rock ledge, Dr. Pak found the others huddled together. The 4 SEALs from the previous mission, all 12 boys and their coach. Despite the conditions, the boys looked surprisingly alert and emotionally stable, but physically they were in bad shape. exhausted, skeletal, and cold.
Yeah, how the fuck do you get out of the caves when you haven't eaten in 10 days? Or 11 days now, is it? I can't imagine. You don't eat for a whole day and you're already like, you feel exhausted sometimes, right?
Definitely.
Just imagine 10 days, no food.
Your endurance would be fucked, Your resilience.
I mean, they gave them the gel thing, carb snack, whatever the fuck.
They will continue to do that
for emergency stuff,
Yeah. They feed them. Dr. Pack got straight to work, checking each boy's condition. They had no food to offer yet, but they did bring emergency blankets and basic supplies to keep the group stable for now. As the doctor examined the children, one of the boys mentioned hearing some strange noises inside the cave, faint sounds like roosters or children playing. It seemed implausible, given how deep underground they were, but the SEALs took notice. If the boys could hear sounds from above, maybe there was an undiscovered entrance to the cave system.
Yes.
The next morning, 3 of the SEALs swam back out to report to Thai Command. Dr. Pack and the remaining 3 stayed behind to care for the group. The returning divers confirmed what the British team had already warned. Diving the boys out in the current condition was not a safe option. The route was too dangerous, especially for inexperienced and weakened children. But the situation had become even more urgent, with 4 more people now sharing the same enclosed space. Oxygen levels in the chamber were dropping fast. The air was getting thinner by the hour. Thai Command needed to act because they have an air pocket, but it's a sealed air pocket. They're not getting fresh gas.
No.
Inspired by the boys' mention of hearing outside sounds, leaders began exploring the idea of a possible alternative entrance from above the cave.
Not that the fact that they might be hallucinating.
Yeah, could also be that. Could be CO2 rebreathing.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, and they haven't had food for 10 days or what? Like, surely
there might be
you wouldn't be thinking.
There could be a level of
100%.
hypoxia there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
They're a little bit
Loopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, leaders began exploring the idea of a possible alternative entrance from above the cave, but any such entrance was still purely speculative. In the meantime, planners scrambled to come up with new solutions.
It's like they drilled a hole to pump water out, didn't they?
Yeah.
So why couldn't they drill a hole
to let air in?
For a new, or for like an entrance where they can actually directly access the boys and then somehow maybe pull them out from above? I don't know.
I think they're directly under a full
into
mountain.
The air pocket? Okay.
Yeah.
So where did they drill into to pump out all this water then?
The side of the mountain.
The side of the mountain.
Another channel
area.
of the caves, but not where they are. You know?
Okay. So it wasn't potentially possible then to drill into that air pocket and
I mean, maybe it was, but it would take a long time to find that exact location.
Yeah,
you know?
They'd have to
because it was the only air pocket in the whole cave system.
They'd have to like map out the whole structure of the thing.
Which they do have a map.
Yeah, but no, they'd have to like calculate exactly
and they're running out of
how
time.
to get there.
At the same time, they're running out of time.
Yes,
so.
They're on a pressure time limit. Yes.
One early idea was to create a massive tube system that would allow the boys to crawl their way to safety. Mm-hmm. But the jagged rock formations and narrow passages made this plan unrealistic. Eventually, the attention shifted to sustaining the boys inside the cave until the monsoon season passed. That meant keeping them alive for weeks or even months, but that wasn't going to happen without a reliable air supply. Military teams quickly devised a plan to run a long oxygen hose from the outside entrance to Chamber 9. Trucks arrived with massive reels of hose, and workers began the back-breaking task of feeding it into the cave. Progress was slow and exhausting, but they had no other choice. Above ground, Rick Stanton was growing increasingly frustrated. The SEALs had sent their teams in without informing international diving experts, and they hadn't bought food. Fortunately, Rick and John had the support of the US Air Force, Master Sergeant Derek Anderson, a problem solver who had already become a key player in the operation. When told of the food shortage, Anderson suggested using military MREs, meals ready to eat.
Yeah.
These calorie-dense rations would be enough to sustain the boys for at least a week.
Also, if you ask Max, so Max used to be a Marine.
Yep.
And MREs, he ate thousands. He's had his fair share. They will constipate the fuck out of you. Like, you cannot shit because it's all like powdered shit that you mix up and heat up and shake around and all that crap, right? Like, it's meant to last, like MREs are meant to last like 20 years, right?
Yeah,
the food is preserved and made in such a way that it cannot possibly go bad.
And
right?
it'll make it through water, for sure.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like, and it's meant to be very packed
tight.
and tight little thing, and you just
so you can put it in your
take
bags
it
and
exactly.
shit.
Yeah, those things will constipate the fuck out of you. So it's actually a really good idea that they gave them because they're not going to be. It's not going to go right through them. Do you know what I mean? Because that could cause actual issues during
Totally.
trying to like get them out.
Wouldn't
Do you know
want
what
to
I
cause
mean?
them to have a bowel obstruction though either.
Well, that too. That's why I'm thinking like, yeah,
Double-edged sword
MREs,
there.
interesting choice, but it makes total sense because
does.
it's the most nutrition you can get into them.
And it's like easy to transport.
way.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The only issue was getting them inside. Each meal weighed about half a pound.
Yeah.
And hundreds would be needed. To solve the logistics, Rick proposed using a 3-foot-long plastic tube designed to be neutrally buoyant in water. It wouldn't float or sink, perfect for pulling behind divers. Anderson liked that idea, and he and his team worked with Rick and John to pack the meals and prepare for a delivery dive. Before they left, Anderson handed them an oxygen meter. It was critical. They measured the air quality in Chamber 9. Everyone suspected it was dangerously low, but they needed data to convince Thai leadership of how urgent the situation had become. The dive back into the cave was punishing, with heavy packs strapped to them and narrow tunnels obstructing their path. Even for elite divers, the cave was relentless. Eventually, they reached the boys. Most of the children stayed back, watching quietly as the divers arrived. Dr. Pack, who spoke English, greeted the men and helped distribute the food. The boys were starving, and their eyes lit up at the sight of real meals. Chicken fajitas, beef ravioli, maple oatmeal.
Hell yeah.
For the first time in 12 days, they had something to eat that would actually sustain them. While the children ate, Rick noticed something drawn in the mud nearby. A handmade checkerboard, the small rocks as pieces. It was a reminder of the boys' resilience and their need to keep their mind occupied.
Yeah, they must be so goddamn fucking bored in there.
They'd be amazing at checkers by now.
Shit.
Probably fucking world champions.
You'd be losing your mind though. Nothing to do
Yeah.
besides worry.
Great idea though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Play some games. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
What else
Rick
are you
then
gonna do?
took out the oxygen meter. The reading confirmed their worst fears.
God, what is it?
Levels had dropped to 15%.
Fuck yeah. That's great.
It's not great. Anything under 19% is considered hazardous. At this rate, they weren't just fighting time, they were fighting against suffocation. It wasn't a matter of if the oxygen would run out, it was a matter of when.
How many hours? Did they calculate how many hours they had left with that oxygen level?
Ooh, not sure.
They'd be able
Don't
to,
think so.
for sure. They would
Yeah,
be
of
able to
course
calculate, okay, with this many people, you
Yeah.
know, we can, with this breathing rate
An
approximately.
anaesthetist could definitely do it.
Oh, yeah. They've got approximately this many hours of oxygen left
Yep.
before they start to, yeah.
Yep. Late on the evening of July 4th, day 12 of the rescue, the camp was beginning to settle down. The press had left and workers were packing up after a long day. But inside the American tent, the Shadow Operations Group gathered to hear updates from Rick Stanton, John Valanthan and the US Special Ops team, including Sergeant Derek Anderson. A few new divers from the UK and Australia had also joined. The atmosphere was serious and quiet. Major Hodges broke the silence by asking about the conditions inside the cave. John reported that oxygen levels were dangerously low and that the boys would need more food soon. Sergeant Anderson said they would quickly organise more MREs, but Rick pointed out the real problem wasn't the food supply itself, it was the difficulty of transporting that extra weight through such a challenging dive.
I was just about to
Experienced
say,
Yeah.
like they've been fed a couple of times now.
Yeah. Get
They
them
survived for 10 days without food. You fed them
Time to go.
2 or 3 meals now. Like they should be okay now for another
Yeah.
couple of days.
Yeah.
Like maybe
Let's just
let's
get them out.
Let's
They're going to die.
not worry about bringing more MREs.
Yeah.
They just
want-
ate one. They'll be
yeah.
good for 12 to 16 hours.
They have to convince them to dive them out, but they're not
Yeah.
They're not budging.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
So
okay.
we're going to wait until the monsoon season is over. Their focus,
Yeah.
Thai
Sustaining
officials,
them.
is sustaining them and getting that oxygen tube in there.
Okay. What
whereas-
about waste management?
Yeah.
What about like they can
fucking-
get so fucking ill
They
from
can get
from your
ill,
own waste? Yeah,
And
absolutely.
from the methane gas and shit from the poops.
Oh yeah, toxic.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and you're changing the total atmosphere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oxygen's going down, CO2's rising, everything else is rising, but oxygen.
Experienced divers trained for this type of cave rescue were essential, and they didn't have time to train anyone before the coming rains.
Yeah.
So they've got food, but they also need the manpower to get it in there all the time because
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like 4 hours each way, 6 hours each
So
way.
they're going to
sorry.
keep doing this for weeks and weeks
Yeah.
and weeks on end? Like I don't think so. That's a
exhausting.
bit fucking
And
dumb.
you run the risk of people drowning under there. The more people go in, the
Exactly.
more. Hodges asked about the alternate entrance theory, based on the boys hearing noises like roosters and dogs inside the cave. Rick dismissed this idea completely. There
Where
were
are those
no
sounds
towns.
coming from? Yeah.
There were no towns close enough for the boys
Any
to hear
farms
sounds
above?
from outside.
No.
And they were at least a third of a mile underground. He was certain the main entrance was the only way in or out. When asked about the oxygen hose the SEALs were working to install, Rick again shook his head. The narrow, jagged passages, particularly the tiny gap between chambers 3 and 4, no wider than a manhole cover, would make it impossible for divers, especially inexperienced ones, to push a length of rope through and connect them before the rains arrived. It was like trying to force an oversized pillow into a case that was too small. No matter how they looked at it, the risks were too high. So the options of an alternate entrance or the oxygen hose were both ruled out. Hodges asked what options were left, reminding the group that the Thai command demanded a zero-risk plan. Not sure that you're going to get that with this kind of situation. The tent fell silent. Finally, Rick quietly acknowledged that there simply was no risk-free options. Hodges then raised the possibility of diving the boys out again. He asked Rick to assess the odds. Rick grimly estimated the fatality rate at about 80%.
Oh, shit.
Meaning 10 of the 13 might not survive the attempt.
And it's not like you can pick who makes it through.
Yeah,
or not.
no. That's just on odds alone.
God, yeah.
Faces in the tent dropped as the reality began to sink in. Isn't that terrible?
Because I
finding them
wonder-
alive and then not having any options to get them out.
Because everyone would be thinking, oh my God, they're all alive, so we can save them all.
Yeah,
and
your
then
hope would just
you're in a
fucking
meeting and
fade
you hear
very
that
quickly.
statistic and you're like, oh shit.
After a pause, Hodges turned to a whiteboard and asked the group to brainstorm ways to improve these odds. Over several hours, they talked through every possible scenario, how many divers they needed, how they might carry it out, and how long it would take. A major challenge was that even the most experienced cave divers didn't know the route. This was no ordinary dive. It was a 1.5 mile journey through narrow, jagged passages, barely wide enough to fit a man turned sideways. For a child, especially one likely to panic, it was almost certainly a death sentence.
I was just about to say,
I couldn't
these
imagine
young children.
The youngest is what, 11?
Yeah.
That's Hunter.
You have to
Can you
trust
imagine diving
them.
Hunter out of in a 6-hour dive?
You have to
one
trust
way?
him not to panic.
He would panic
at
immediately.
All ever, exactly.
I'm so sorry.
Let
He's a brave
alone
boy.
for 6
but
hours.
He would panic immediately.
I think most people fucking
Yeah.
would, dude.
Poor
Especially
things.
most kids. I think almost every single child would be fighting. If they're not already
Yeah.
panicking, they'd
Yeah.
be fighting the want to panic.
Yeah, that primal urge to
survive.
To survive, yep.
To not fucking die.
Yep.
Yeah, to live.
To find air, to find the
Yes,
surface.
yes. Oh my God, the desperation and that level of desperation in a young child like that must be just fucking next level.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're not an adult, like you know you're a child, and so you know that you are relying on other people, whether you like actively are aware of that or not. But you know you're reliant on these adults to like do everything for you in that sense.
And a lot of them total strangers.
Yeah, you never met these people before, and it's like, I'm here to save your life. Oh, okay, have at it then, bro. Like, I'll give my life to you because you got no choice. These kids have no choice either, do they?
Yeah.
They got to be like,
just the fact that
I'll
it's
try.
It's not just the fact that it's jagged walls and narrow passageways. There's also a fucking current that's knocking them around as well.
And it's for 6
Blowing
hours.
out their mouthpieces
Yeah.
and shit and wedging them into crevices.
Yeah, when they're weak already and they've lost a lot
And
of
you're
weight.
going to try and hold on to a child,
Yeah, doesn't know what to do because they're
not
not
cooperating.
professional
You
divers.
can't communicate to them.
Yeah, you can't talk while you're under the water. You can't be like, stay calm, I'm here, I've got you. Like, and nothing like that. You're just trusting and probably looking at each other's facial expressions. Like,
You wouldn't be able to see. It's murky.
oh yeah, you're right. You wouldn't even be able to see
have to follow
each
the
other's
guideline.
face. Yeah, you're blind. You're totally
That's why they have
blind.
a guideline.
You're right.
Oh,
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
impossible when
yeah.
you really break it down, isn't it?
Oh, and then you got to keep
It just-
turning back to check that the kid's fucking following you, or do you put the kid in front of you? So like,
Exactly,
and then
because it's not side by side.
but then they block you because they're like panicked
Yeah.
because they're in front of you, and then
Yeah.
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Or do you go in front of them and have them behind you, and then they're fucked anyway, and you have to leave them behind to die? Like, what the hell? What do you fucking do?
Pretty much.
Tell me what happens.
Exactly, I will. I'll get there. Like, this conversation just really highlights how amazing it was, what they do next. Anyway, Rick reminded the group of a recent cave rescue where stranded pump workers were pulled out with disastrous results. No matter how they approached it, the same grim statistic, an 80% fatality rate, kept coming back. Still, no one wanted to give up. The room fell into an endless silence as everyone considered if any options had been missed.
That's like you hearing that, you know, Hunter's down there in the cave, and he's got an 80% chance of dying.
That's fucked.
Basically a 20% chance of Hunter making it out
Yeah.
there alive back to you. After you haven't seen him already for 11, 12 days.
Yeah.
Fuck. I know, that fucking hurts, doesn't it?
Awful.
I can just see
Hurts.
his face right now and his
Oh,
beautiful
stop.
smile. Oh,
No.
gosh. I know. Oh, how these
Don't.
parents must have felt, man.
I'll lose it. Finally, Rick raised an idea that others had been quietly considering: sedating the boys, knocking them out for the dive. John agreed that this might be the only way to reduce the risk to both the boys and the divers.
Fucking fair enough. I get that. This is like desperate measures, isn't it?
Yep. The operation would require an anaesthetist.
Here we go, boys. Here's
in.
the real man coming in.
This is the reason I told this story, because it relates to our job.
Here's the actual hero.
Yeah. They're all heroes. The operation would require an anaesthetist who could dive along with medical support.
Fuck yeah.
And how many anaesthetists do you know that can dive?
Like one. I think I've ever
This guy.
heard does diving. This guy from years ago.
This guy. Hodges instructed the team to call in whoever was necessary and promised to seek permission from the Thai command. There were no guarantees. No one in history had ever attempted a rescue like this. But many of the divers, having children of their own, were determined to try it. It wasn't a perfect plan, but it was the best that they had. First victim. The first and only victim.
Wait. Oh, fuck. There was a victim.
Yep.
Fuck. Well, that's
One person
disappointing.
died.
Oh, shit. Was
By-
it a kid?
You'll find out.
Sorry.
Shut up.
Sorry, it's upsetting.
It is.
Sucks.
By midnight on July 5th, 13 days since the boys and their coach went missing, Thai Navy SEALs were assembling an oxygen hose inside the sump between chambers 2 and 3. One end would deliver fresh air to chamber 9, where the boys were, while the other connected to oxygen tanks. To increase efficiency, 2 SEALs worked as a team. One stayed in chamber 2, bringing tanks to the water's edge, while the other made repeated dives, ferrying tanks to chamber 3.
That's a good idea, actually. Reduce the distance that they have to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, split up a bit.
It was exhausting work, but they knew time was running out. The diver travelling between the chambers that night was Petty Officer First Class Saman Gunan, a triathlete in excellent shape. A devoted husband and father, Gunan had recently retired from the SEALs and was normally working airport security. When called upon to volunteer for this mission, he was quick to answer. As Gunan's teammate waited in Chamber 2 for him to surface, a sinking feeling grew. Gunan had been underwater too long. The teammate dove in to check and found Gunan's limp body in the water.
Oh.
He pulled him out with all his strength. Once on the muddy beach of Chamber 2, other SEALs rushed over and began CPR. But it was too late. The cave had claimed its first victim.
Shit.
Not really sure what happened and how he must have got stuck, lost his rebreather and drowned because he was in like a tight area between the two.
He could have panicked as well.
Well, he's a SEAL. He was a Navy diver, so... But
Yeah,
you never
but
know.
if he lost his rebreather
Yeah,
and he couldn't
definitely. Yeah.
and he couldn't grab it, like
for
he's
sure.
probably trying desperately to find it again and
For
he
sure.
couldn't, he would have started to panic.
Yeah.
Even if he's trained, he would get to a point when he realised that he's starting to actually lose a bit of consciousness and he can't find the thing.
Yep.
And sounds like that is probably what happened.
Yeah,
and
totally.
He just drowned. Oh my
Terrible, huh?
God. Oh my God.
Just trying to get the boys out. Just trying to get them oxygen.
Just dying to save other people.
Yep.
It's just awful.
And he had retired. He was working at the airport. And he had a family.
It's like my school teacher.
What happened?
Oh, fuck, what grade was I? Year 8, year 7, and school camp, surfing camp. They all went in at Bells Beach, all went into the water for surfing lesson, and all got caught in a rip, washing machine rip type thing. Just
All
like,
the
just
kids
like them.
and the teacher.
All of the kids.
Oh my God.
Year 9 kids. 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds, and 2 teachers. So my Japanese teacher, the one who passed away, he was a science teacher, biology teacher. Everyone loved him. He was such a nice man. And anyway, they all got caught in a rip, and he saved every single one of the students along with the other teacher.
How?
One by one, they bring them into shore. He kept swimming out, and he brought another one because
my
managed to get some of the kids onto a sandbank.
Oh my gosh.
Out of the rip. But then he had to keep going back through the rip and then bringing each kid one by one back through the rip to shore. When he finally got the last kid back, he collapsed in the water and his body got washed away. And then he obviously, so he had a heart attack from exhaustion, basically. So he fought for about 4 hours, bringing all the students back in.
I've got chills.
Yeah, and his body washed up on the beach later.
Oh my God, what a
And
hero.
It was all on the news and everything. There was like about 2,000 people attended his funeral or something like that.
Far out. What an absolute
MSAC.
hero.
Was it MSAC? Yeah, at Albert Park, whatever it is. That big,
wow. Yeah,
that big basketball thing, because he was also a basketball trainer for school teams. He was a great guy. He did everything. He was a biology teacher, science teacher, fucking sports coach.
Oh, that makes me so emotional.
And he had 2 very young children and a wife, 2 very young children,
God.
like toddler age.
And he just got the last
He saved
kid back
every single
and then,
student.
What, went out into the water again?
No.
just
He
collapsed on the
collapsed as
sandbank
he's bringing the last
and had a heart
kid
attack.
in, had a heart attack, and
They
obviously
couldn't get him?
No, they couldn't bring him in. They were all exhausted. They'd been fighting for hours.
Oh my God, that's so tragic.
And these are young kids,
Yes,
yeah? And the other teacher as well was fucking exhausted,
Yeah.
trying to recatch his energy and breath, and no one had realised that he was missing at first.
No.
And then when everyone realised that one teacher is missing, he's the only person missing, couldn't see him anywhere, they called emergency services. And so they came, and then his body washed up a few hours later. And I went to his funeral, and fuck, I cried hard, I'll tell you, man.
Why wouldn't you?
I know.
That's
I'll
tragic
show
as
you.
fuck.
Paul Simpson was his name. Yeah, Mr. Simpson. An incident occurred during a school excursion organised by West Coast Adventure. The company was later fined for failing to check water
Fuck yeah.
conditions and provide adequate safety equipment.
Yeah. Don't they have instructors
yeah.
in that sort of scenario too, not just teachers?
Yeah.
The fuck? Oh my gosh.
The school and the community were deeply saddened by the loss of the teacher, who was remembered for his bravery and dedication. Yeah, very true.
Oh my gosh. So brave. So brave. He would have pushed himself to the brink to get these kids.
Uh-huh. Oh. Hours and hours he fought. Just, devastating, man.
Yeah.
I still remember his funeral. I'll never forget it. Like, they had a massive book that was about this thick. So everyone who attended the funeral could sign it and give their and wishes and whatever else to the family.
Well, yeah, wow. Moving on. So, Thailand was shocked and grieved by the loss of this Navy SEAL, and then they built a memorial to him afterwards and gave him some awards and stuff, but we'll get to that. Nice. But anyway, by late morning on July 5th, day 13 of the rescue, British diver Jason Mallison was making his way through the pitch-black waters of the Tham Luang Cave towards Chamber 9. It had only been a few hours since the body of SEAL diver Saman Gunan was recovered, and the sense of urgency hadn't let up. The boys were still trapped, oxygen was dwindling, and the monsoon rains threatened to close off the cave for good.
Do they know that someone's died?
Yep.
Oh.
They know. So that would become so, very dangerous. How we're going to do this.
Very...
there's a risk.
Eye-opening.
A huge risk, yeah. Jason, one of the top cave divers in the world, had just been called into action. Alongside him was Chris Jewell, a fellow British diver with a reputation for being one of the best. Jason's mission was to deliver more military rations and check the oxygen levels. But he also had to ask the boys a difficult question. Would they be willing to attempt a rescue through dangerous underwater passages, or wait it out for months until the water levels receded? They're putting it on them.
Yep.
When he finally reached Chamber 9, he found the boys huddled together under space blankets, visibly thinner and clearly exhausted.
Oh, God.
A few managed to get up and greet him. Dr. Buck, who had stayed behind to care for them, met the divers and gave an update. The boys were weak, but holding on. Jason asked Dr. Buck to help explain 2 options to the group: staying put for several months or attempting the high-risk dive. It was a decision far too heavy for the children, but one that needed to be considered. The divers told the boys to sleep on it and give their thoughts the next day. Wanting to offer some comfort, Jason pulled out a waterproof notebook given to him by one of the SEALs. He asked if the boys would write messages to their families. Their face lit up. One by one, they scribbled down notes to their loved ones. When it was Coach Aig's turn, he took more time, writing carefully and with clear emotion. His note, more than any other, carried the heavy burden of guilt. Once everyone had finished, Jason tucked the notebook into his gear bag and said his goodbyes. He and Chris knew that this might be the last chance the boys had to say anything to their families. The swim back to the surface was grueling. The water was murky, the currents unrelenting, and the weight of the responsibility heavier than ever. But eventually, Jason emerged from the cave and handed over the notebook to waiting SEALs. It was quickly taken to the park ranger station where the parents had gathered. Within hours, the contents of the letters were shared with the world. The messages were brief, but full of love and reassurance. The youngest boy, 11-year-old Titan, told his family not to worry. Another boy, Abdul, expressed how much he missed home. Dom, whose mother ran a small amulet shop, wrote about how cold it was in the cave, but told her not to worry. Coach Ake's message stood out. He promised to care for the boys and apologised deeply to their families. None of the parents blamed him. Everyone knew that no one could have predicted the rains would come early. In Thailand, some people believed that the spirits of the cave had made that call. Super Luck, Knight's mother, sat quietly reading and rereading her son's words. His message was simple. He loved everyone and not to worry. The letters gave the family some relief, a flicker of hope, but there was still no clear plan on how the boys would be brought out safely. By day 15, the monsoon rains had returned. The muddy runoff poured through the jungle and into the cave, reminding everyone just how fragile the situation was. The entire camp was still reeling from the death of Saman, who was now seen as a national hero in Thailand. His sacrifice underscored the danger ahead. Many locals couldn't help but wonder if the spirits of the cave were angry. With so many lives at stake, people turned to faith. 2 white minivans made their way through the growing crowd at the cave entrance. Inside were a group of monks, dressed in their bright saffron robes. Leading them was Kruba Boonchum, one of Thailand's most highly respected elder monks. The crowd parted as the monks walked slowly towards the cave. The elder monk was helped up the rocky slope to the mouth of the Tham Luang, where he began a solemn ceremony. He offered symbolic gifts, among them a white rabbit, a wild boar, and 13 chickens to the spirits of the cave. The ritual was a plea to exchange those offerings for the safe return of the boys and their coach. The animals were quietly tied to a bench in the jungle nearby, left as a peace offering to whatever forces might be watching. And that's the end of part 2.
Okay.
Nice. In part 3, we're going to go through how they got the boys out.
Perfect.
But yeah, crazy, insane, against all odds. They do manage to get these boys out, and it's an amazing story. So make sure you tune into the next episode. Anyway, make sure you follow the Insta. Make sure you send us an email if you want to. Yeah. Thank you for all your comments. Send us your nursing nightmare fuels at nurseratchetpodcast@gmail.com. And we will see you in the next one, guys. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.